Today I'm going to walk you guys through a typical day in my life, and that is everything from waking up, getting ready, what I eat, how my day goes, and just giving you all of the details. If you are an original OGer from around here, you will know that I used to do weekly vlogs, and this was giving me a little bit of that feel again. So let's start with when I wake up. Typically, my day starts at 7 a.m. I do not use an alarm. I wake up naturally. Marty usually is up at 6:45 and he goes downstairs. MJ gets up at 7 as well. So typically, I just wake up naturally at 7 o'clock to get my day started. I wake up. I personally am someone who I don't go and have a cup of coffee first or anything like that. I am a wake up, go straight into the bathroom to brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and get ready. I don't go downstairs until I am pretty much ready. So I start out with putting in my eye drops and brushing my teeth. Then I jump in the shower. When I get out of the shower, I then take my supplements, and then I do my morning skincare. And as that I let that sit on my face, and then I go into our bedroom and make the bed while my skincare is kind of sinking in. I personally am someone who I also have to have my bed made. Even if I'm washing the sheets, I have to make the bed before I'll get in the bed at night. I don't know why. After I've made the bed, then I go back in, put some dry shampoo in my hair before I start my makeup. Today, I had actually washed my hair last night, and so I am a wash my hair at night kind of girl. I don't have the time in the morning, so I wash it at night and go to sleep with it kind of damp, not wet. And then I just kind of put that dry shampoo in, and I will do my hair a little bit later on. After I've done my makeup, I typically come in to my office and sit down and take a look at any emails that went through since I got off my computer the night before. Then I go down and typically once or twice a week, I'd say, I'm usually running some sort of laundry for all of us. After I have started the laundry, typically MJ comes down and gets on his way to school. Marty does take him to school in the morning, and I pick him up in the afternoons. But after they've left for school, I typically go down in the basement and I do my workout. I do something that is called Evlo. It is an online strength training. It is super, super good for your joints, which for me in my 50s is super important. I actually started Evlo, I want to say I started it during COVID, and that was 2021. I started using it and I used it fairly consistently through COVID. And then after COVID, I kind of went back to a gym for a little bit, but honestly, I only did 2 classes a week, I think, in the gym, and then I did Evlo on the other days. I only went to the gym for classes I really, really loved. And so then I went back to Evlo, and I have been consistently using Evlo since I want to say I was 49, where I consistently was using it. I do track all of my movements using an Aura ring, which tracks my sleep, it tracks my workouts, it tracks my walks. Now, after I am done my workout, I typically will go for a walk outside as much as humanly possible. I will say in the winter, quite a few times I do walk on my treadmill because it is just too cold here in New England. Right, so I'm getting ready to go out for my walk. Here, I'll show you guys. So this is a weighted vest. I've tried so many different ones, guys, and this is by far the most comfortable. I started out when I did this 6 pounds. I'm now 12 pounds. So I've tried different ones every time I've gone up in weight. We're gonna be wearing a raincoat because it is raining out. So let's see here, a couple things. I'm all over the place. So baseball hat, and then I will tie just my hair back. The pups are literally at my feet waiting because they know when they see all this stuff. Zip my jacket up, button it up. I'm gonna end up with the hood up and get the pups, and I also don't like my lips to be dry while I'm out, so I'm putting a little bit of lip stuff on. This is my favorite, City Lips. I think it's called, the color is like something peach, has the word to it. but it keeps my lips nice and moisturized. I keep it in a bowl right by the back door. Keeps my lips nice and moisturized, plumped, and it doesn't wear off while I'm out. It's raining out, but we are out on our walk. I realized after I left that I put the dog's raincoats on too, and they have on a green coat just like me. I don't mind walking in the rain. It's warm out, so it's not bad. I generally will Marco Polo with my one girlfriend, and kind of like we keep each other on track as far as like our workouts and stuff like that. And then I will listen to a podcast. Generally, the two top ones that I listen to are the Giggly Squad and the Vile Files. So that is kind of my tip. We just got back. You can see I am soaked, but got my walk in. It definitely kept coming down out there, but I'm completely dry underneath, so that's all that matters. A note too. So I cut it a little bit short because of the rain, and we did 2 miles, took like 35 minutes, and with cutting part of it off, and I am almost at 9,000 miles at 9,000 miles. 9,000 steps. I don't even need this. That's soaking wet too. 9,000 steps at 11:15. Then usually when I get back, I do typically have breakfast. It is one of a few things lately. I've kind of mixed it up. I either do a yogurt bowl, which I have posted here on my shorts, and over on my Instagram, I posted it on my shorts, or I'll do some sort of chicken sausage with egg whites, or as of recently, I actually, with my HelloFresh, I have done HelloFresh for, I can't even tell you how many years, since they first started, to be honest with you. I recently actually had a code that, just like you guys, I used, and I have a free add-on for life, and my recent box actually had an avocado toast, and I've been having that for breakfast. It actually is technically 2 versions of it, but I split it into 4 and add an egg on top of it, and I've really been enjoying that. I've also been able to order things like a dessert if I want it, for an MJ or I will have that. I've ordered some protein bars through it. We've had all kinds of little add-ons as my free additional item that I've really kind of been enjoying. This is new for me. Now, I do want to say also that HelloFresh is kind enough to provide me with a discount code that I will put down in the description box if you are interested in trying them out. As I mentioned, I have used them for so many years. I started with them way back in the day when food delivery services first started coming out, and I've tried a lot of different ones, and they are just my favorite one, hands down. All right, so I'm going to show you guys my HelloFresh. I have used this already. It's the sweet and spicy avocado toast with feta, and I'm going to make it this morning. This is my free add-on that I have, and they are offering with my discount code for you guys to get a free protein add-on. Anything that's free, I'm here for. So I'm taking the ciabatta bread. I'm going to cut that in half over here on my cutting board. Now I add an egg to this, and I will say, because I've already eaten this, I already used up all the cucumbers on it. So today's won't have a cucumber on it, but that's okay. I'm going to take this ciabatta bread, put it over here in my toaster so it can toast while I'm doing the eggs and stuff like that. I'm going to crack my eggs, and I just separate out. I just go back and forth with the eggshells until I just have the yellow in it and all the white is out. I do that with 2 egg whites. I figure add in as much protein as we can get, right? Hey, they're giving you guys free protein. While that toast is going, I am going to make my eggs. Throw on top of this, my egg whites. This is what I'm talking about how they portion it. So the avocado is already all chopped up and ready to go. This is the other half of my little crispy onion pieces. Then it has the spicy jam. I just put all these in a Ziploc because I used half already, and then my feta that I'm going to put on top of the avocado toast to make it really good. Toast just went off. We're going to put that here, turn off the egg. It is cooked. And there we go. So yummy. So HelloFresh was kind enough to extend an offer to me to share with you guys, and it is a free high protein add-on item for the life of your subscription, plus up to 10 free meals. Now, I do also want to mention that it is 1 per box with an active subscription. Free meals are applied as a discount on your first box. It is new subscribers only, and it does vary by plan. So I will put that code down in the description box for you if you are interested. Then typically also after the weekend, usually on a Monday or Tuesday, I do go for a spray tan. And I go and do the Versa Spa, kind of like stand up, you stand in it and it's a machine that does it. And I have been loving, I do the prep, I do the medium to clear, and then sometimes I do a double pass on the legs, and that is what you are seeing here. I went and got my spray tan done, pulled up my hood. We'll see how it develops. It should be fine because the only thing out was my hands in this, and I put my hands in my pocket. Now, typically when I go out and do something like my spray tan, I also try and run all of my errands. So I had to pick up a couple prescriptions, my tretinoin and my hair shampoo that I get that are prescriptions. And then I also had to run to the grocery store. Now, as I mentioned, because I do HelloFresh, I don't need a lot of groceries. So typically when I go at the beginning of the week, it's things like Gatorade for MJ. I needed some cleaners. So as I mentioned, because I do HelloFresh, which is typically our dinners for the week, I don't need a lot of groceries in the house. I just need a couple little things for around the house, drinks, snacks, things like that. When I get home from running all of the errands, I do change the laundry over. You know, we've got to do these little things. These are like tedious little tasks that I'm doing throughout the day that you guys don't usually see if you're following me like on Instagram stories. So I take the laundry, obviously throw it in the dryer, put another set into the washer. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't fold the laundry right away. I fold it when I have time, which will be later on today. So I'm out grabbing some lunch. Typically we do one of a few things. If with HelloFresh for that week, I choose some of the ready-made meals, that's a great lunch option for us. We also tend to sometimes get like a salad from Chick-fil-A or Panera or Salad Works. So today I'm going into Salad Works to grab a salad since I'm out and running around, and that will be lunch. So then typically it is time to go pick up MJ from school. I do pickup duty. So I am out at school pickup now. And here's the thing, we live in a very small town and you get the option to purchase the bus. It's inexpensive for the year. However, the majority of the time we live close enough that if it is over, I'd say 35, 40 degrees and not raining, MJ rides a bike, a scooter, or walks to school. And when it's raining like today, Marty drops him off in the morning and I pick him up in the afternoon. So now that I've finished most of my things I needed to do for the day, when I get home, while he's doing homework, since we don't have lacrosse tonight, I am going to sit down and record kind of little bits of the beginning and the end kind of for this video. Now today, I did not do my hair until later in the day after I was done things like walking outside in the rain, running for my spray tan, and running my errands, because it wouldn't have been worthwhile to do that. And I knew I wanted to record this part later in the afternoon. So with that being said, I did my hair a little bit later. I have been using a heat protectant spray that I'm really liking from this brand called Bondi Boost. I feel like it has been making my hair look so much shinier. Plus I've been using that brush. I actually got that one last week and I just forgot to show it. So I have been using it for about a week. And then as I've been growing my hair in, I've been using a wider curling iron. So I've been using a 1.25, my T3 version. And I'm debating if I should go up to like a little bit thicker of a curling iron. But I have a hair appointment this week coming up, so depends on how much we have to cut off. I'm trying to get it all one length again. And you see how this piece here is just a little bit shorter than that? So we'll see how much I have to cut off. After I am done doing my hair, I did come up and set up all of the lighting that I typically set up when I'm recording a video like this. And I'll show you what that looks like. It is typically 2 lights in front of me, 2 behind me, and then there's 1 directly behind me. And these behind me are more just to light the background. And I just have the 2 here on me. Then I'm recording this video that you guys are seeing right here, right now. After I'm done recording, I take all of the lighting back down. I just put it in a closet here that I have in this office room that has all of my pants and jeans and things. But since I pull out my pants and my jeans and keep them out, the ones that I want for this season, I don't go in that closet that often. So I'm actually able to put the lights in without completely breaking them down. Now, as far as when I am done with all of this, I will go down and I will fold the laundry that I didn't do from earlier, maybe change over another load, catch up on some Bravo. I am a reality TV junkie, so I catch up on whatever my most recent Bravo show is or reality TV show is, fold some laundry while I'm watching it before dinner. Then once we get towards dinner time, dinners are typically, as I mentioned, a HelloFresh meal. Now I'm going to show you a little bit here just of how it comes into me. So the box shows up at your door, super easy. I choose my meals typically the week before. The orders have to be decided by Thursday for delivery on Tuesday. I do a Tuesday delivery. That's what works for our schedule. And so the box shows up to your door. It is so easy. Everything is portioned into the exact meal. The bags are labeled for what meal it goes to. The cards give you a step-by-step direction of how to cook these meals. They are foolproof. They are easy. It is just the easiest thing to do. The protein is all packaged separately. I put them into the refrigerator. It makes meal planning so easy. They have so many different meal options. There's everything from the ready-made, throw them in the microwave, little meals. Then there is prep and bake meals. With HelloFresh, you can customize your meals. So if you are not a fish or a beef or a chicken person, you can actually customize those. We personally tend to be more chicken based or ground turkey based than maybe a ground pork or a ground beef. They have premium meals. They do show the calories. They show how long it will take to actually create the meal, so you know timing wise. They tell you what items on their site are best sellers, which most times usually are favorites of ours as well. They have 20-minute meals. They have one-pan meals. They have family style meals. You can customize their meals to meet whatever needs you have. The other great thing about them is when you are making meals with them, because you are making them at home, you are able to control exactly what is going into your food. I will also post in here some photos of some of the meals that we have had recently that we have really enjoyed and loved. HelloFresh makes my life so much easier, guys. So after dinner, typically, some days we'll go for a walk when it's nice out. Today is not one of those days. However, after that, I generally then will wash my face, and I take a long while to wash my face at night. I typically do my cleansing balm, and then I will do some sort of face wash. I've been using the Skin Medica. Then I put on my Tretinoin, and I let this sit in for a while, guys. So I will put on my Tretinoin, then I'll put on my eye cream, and I will put on my lash serum and my lip stuff. I've been loving the City Beauty night lip oil. So good. And I will go downstairs and we will typically watch a show. And I typically watch a show for about an hour or so. And that's typically when I take all of my nighttime kind of like supplements, my Nutrafol, my prescriptions, my allergy medicine, like all of the different supplements I typically take while we're watching TV in the evening. Then I will put on my Colleen Rothschild Retinol Supreme Night Oil. Again, I let this sink in for a while. Like literally go back downstairs, we'll watch TV for a little while longer. Then typically bedtime for me is usually around 9:30. And so when we come up to bed, both of us come up to bed at the same time, and I will then put on my nighttime moisturizer, and I just kind of we put our phones by by the way, on a charger in Marty's office. None of us sleep with phones in the bedroom, which is great. And it just gives us time away from our phones. MJ puts his down there, I put mine there, Marty puts his there. All of us. So we put those on the charger and then we go to bed for the night. So that is my typical day in the life. So I hope you found that enjoyable and interesting, and maybe you got some sort of tip or trick from me, or something that I do that you're like, oh, I need to start doing that. If you have any questions, please let me know, and have a great weekend.